Ladies and gentlemen, I'm BurningDogFace, and I'm happy to welcome you to Let's Play AM2R, or AM2R Return of Samus, as it's labeled by this title screen, and absolutely nowhere else that I could find. This game came out in 2016, and the best way I can think of to describe it is by informing you that the acronym stands for Another Metroid 2 Remake. Yes, this is an unofficial fan game that seeks to take the 1991 Game Boy game Metroid 2 Return of Samus and give it the same makeover treatment that Metroid Zero Mission gave to the original Metroid game. I've been a big fan of this series for many years, and since this is, unfortunately, probably the closest we're ever going to get to an official PC release, I thought I would take the opportunity to share the experience with you guys. And yes, I'd be lying if I said that my decision to play this game now didn't have something to do with the fact that Nintendo announced their own official remake of Metroid 2 at E3 2017. They're calling theirs Metroid Samus Returns. It's just that people worked really hard on this game, and I thought it would be nice to give it the attention it deserves before it gets eclipsed by the official game. So, without further ado, let's play AM2R. Okay. Just let them know I'm here. Welcome to SR388. See if I remember how to get there. Yeah, you have to bring up the map, then get to this menu. And by the way, this map didn't exist in the original game. In the first two Metroid games, you just had to remember where everything was. Heard of people back in the day drawing out, like drawing maps on grid paper, which is crazy levels of dedication. So yeah, we don't really start with a lot. I like this. They've added an info section. Mission briefing. Primary objective: exterminate all Metroid organisms on planet SR388. Secondary objectives: locate and bring assistance to the Galactic Federation research and rescue teams. I don't think that was in the original game. It's kind of exciting. Planet SR388. Okay, planetary designation SR388, a remote planet absent on most galactic charts. Federation research indicates it is a natural homeworld of the Metroid species. Its outer crust is hollowed out with massive cave systems, which are home to an ecosystem that is yet to be fully studied. The first expedition to SR-388 revealed the existence of Chozo ruins. Research Team. For years, the Federation declared SR-388 unsafe to initiate new expeditions. However, after recent orbital scans failed to detect any Metroid presence on the planet's surface, the dispatch of a research vessel was finally approved. The crew's mission was to inspect the region where the species was first encountered and reaffirm that none remained. Their next objectives are to explore the nearby Chozo ruins and study SR-388's other wildlife. Communication to the team was cut off and only a distress signal managed to reach HQ. Rescue Team. The Search and Rescue Team is an elite combat group consisting of heavily armed soldiers. Their mission? Locate and extract any surviving personnel from the missing research team. The group reported finding a specialized energy sensor at a campsite of the missing team. Its data confirmed the Federation's suspicions. Metroid still thrived within the planet. These findings are sent to HQ to be analyzed, while the group continued their search for survivors. Contact was soon lost with them as well. The data sent to HQ revealed an approximate number of Metroids remaining on SR-388, and is ultimately used to develop a scan module for your power suit. This allows the detection of nearby energy readings unique to the species. Oh good, they have a section on the Chozo. I was wondering how I was going to explain that. Metroid species. The dominant species of SR-388, Metroids hunt for any form of energy found in natural or synthetic organisms, leaving behind deceased husks after feeding. They are highly resistant to conventional weapons and possess great adaptability in foreign environments. Estimates suggest a small number of Metroids set loose on a populated planet would lead to the extinction of any present life forms. As such, they've drawn much attention from space pirates, who've repeatedly tried to use them as biological weapons. Bunch of dicks, those guys. The Chozo, the lost race. The Chozo were an ancient and mysterious avian race. Incredibly advanced, they colonized many worlds, spreading their message of peace throughout the universe. There are historical records and legends of the Chozo visiting other races, with whom they share their knowledge and wisdom. These brief encounters led many primitive cultures to their present-day glory. Some say they helped consolidate the very foundations of the Galactic Federation. The fate of this race is unknown. Evidence suggests they slowly vanished from the cosmos over the course of centuries. All that remains on each planet they inhabited are the ruins of their once glorious civilization. Let's finish this off. Hostiles and native species. Not much is known about SR-388's ecosystem. Prior reports described the fauna as being very hostile. Nearly all observed animals have been carnivores, with even the smallest species showing dangerous traits. The harsh environment and the presence of so many predators may have forced an evolutionary arms race, perpetuating a cycle of violence. Extreme caution is advised. Well. Oh. They can aim down with that button. Fuck you, buddy! I do not have the charge beam yet, I guess. Oh, one thing I thought was neat. Where was it? Fuck! Oh god. Yeah, there it is. In the original game, the counter showed you all the Metroids remaining in the world, which wasn't the most helpful thing in the world. But, by default in AM2R, it just shows the number of Metroids in your vicinity. Signature move. Yeah, the art style here seems pretty specifically inspired by Zero Mission. Which makes sense considering I heard it took about a decade for this game to be finished. Fuck! Alright, enough to this. Missiles away! I really like that a lot of the options in the options menus specifically offer choices between making the game feel more like Super Metroid or like Metroid Zero Mission. So, for example, you can have it set to have to hold down a toggle in order... What the... I guess it's an idle button. Or an idle animation, rather. You can either have it set to have to hold down a button to have the missile launcher out, and then it goes away as soon as you let go. That's what I prefer. And that's the Zero Mission option. I guess we'll go this way. Or you can have it, you know, as an actual... Fuck, I used the word toggle, didn't I? You can have an actual toggle where you hit the button once to turn it on and hit it again to turn it off. So I feel like I should tell you guys, after I played Metroid Zero Mission, and I guess it came out in 2004, I was really stoked about the series. Like, just jazzed up, because I really enjoyed that game. Probably my favorite of the Metroid games I've played, to be honest. Just checking. I mean, I went out and actually bought a copy of Metroid 2 from a GameStop. I'm holding the cartridge in my hand right now. You'll have to take my word for that. There's the sound of it tapping against the desk. But here's the thing. As it turns out, it's kind of difficult to go from the latest game in a series to one that came out, like, almost 20 years before that. Actually, no, no, I guess it would have been, like, almost 15 years before that. Did the math wrong in my head. 1991 to 2004. So I played a little ways into Metroid 2, but I gave up fairly quickly, just because the controls felt so awkward and janky compared to the new stuff. So it's not like I've gotten the map memorized or anything. And also, again, I haven't touched it since, like, 2005, so I barely remember anything from that. Like, when I actually entered the junction back there, the left and the right choice, that kind of seemed familiar. But, I couldn't tell you where either of the directions went. And that's a door you need... Oh, wait. Missiles to open. Hello? What's this? Okay, it's a save pillar. Great. Now I know what those look like. Satisfying. Spreading up my map. Right, you have to hit start to get out of the... I don't think I want to touch that. Just a hunch. Fuck! Huh, that took remarkably little damage considering... Fuck! I was submerged in hot lava. Getting used to the controls, folks. You couldn't grab onto corners, you couldn't aim diagonally in Metroid 2, the original one. Oh. Alpha Metroid. The Alpha Metroid has gained immunity to cold temperatures. In the original game, the Metroids are basically invincible unless you froze them first using the ice beam. The loss of several nuclei within its green membrane has left it vulnerable to concussive weaponry. A plated exoskeleton partially covers it. This organism emerges from the molting of its larval form. Though aggressive, it is relatively weak at this stage, and its two appendages have yet to grow to their full length and strength. Yeah, that was a big thing with Metroid 2. They decided that all of the Metroids you saw in the first game were just larvae, and set up this whole life cycle with different stages of Metroids, each more powerful than the last. And it's weird because they've barely touched on that in the game since then. Fuck. No. No. Ah, get away! Ah! Shit, I'm gonna get killed with this. No. Okay, significantly less dying. 0 Metroids detected. That can't be good. Oh yeah! That was a thing. Earthquakes. The massive cave system is located between two tectonic plates, largely flooded by an extremely dense and caustic substance similar to magma. The recent earthquake has altered the cave layout, and the hazardous substance has drained to lower levels. The cause of the earthquake is unknown. Initial orbital scan of SR-388 detected no instability within this region. The game literally locks off certain areas until you kill certain numbers of Metroids. So I'm guessing, yeah, lava gone, so I can come down here. Although I guess that wasn't really lava. You need the Varia suit to go into lava areas, because it's too damn hot. That was an embarrassing show against that one measly little Metroid. Before I go down there. Wait. I am playing this with an Xbox 360 controller, which isn't the most graceful controller in the world for the D-pad. I kind of don't like that you have to hold down up for a second or so in order to climb the ledges. Oh, fuck. I remember the manual that came with this game. Those guys are called Hornodes. Like horny toads, but with a bunch of the letters missing. Why are they called horny toads? It's a weird name. I'm guessing we should go to the other fork in the path. Just a hunch. It's kind of weird. I've never played AM2R before except for faffing around in the first few screens in order to test the frame rate and audio levels, and I had to turn it way down. But damn it. Yeah, I've never played this game before. Oh. Oh, that's clever. You can bypass all the enemies that were in there. Noted. Although it's a dead end, so I guess it's kind of moot now. Well, the save point might come in handy since I am playing on a timer. What was I saying? Yes. I've never played this, and I've barely played the original Metroid 2, but I do know what happens in this game. So I don't know that you could describe this as a blind LP. On the other hand, they do seem to have added stuff like this thing here, or not here, here with the research and rescue teams that need to be investigated. So that's really exciting. Obviously, I won't spoil anything for you guys. That would be a dick move. Oh, I don't like you at all. I don't even remember you guys. Well, at least I don't fucking dive bomb you. Yes, everything in the game hurts you when you touch it. Very unhappy planet. Oh, one thing I thought was odd that they added, because I don't remember this being in any of the other games. In the original Metroid, you just hit down and you turned in... The first two Metroid games, I should say. You hit down and you turned into the Morph Ball. It was Super Metroid that added the crouching, and after that, it was you crouch and then you hit down again to turn into the Morph Ball. That's the way I'm used to it. But this game includes a thing... They bound a button to just immediately turn into the Morph Ball. I don't have bombs yet. Okay. Noted. At least I have the long beam. In the original Metroid game, like the one on the NES, you start with a beam that only goes, going by the scale of Samus, I would say about 6 feet in front of her. I'm not touching anything that would be an idle animation. I thought it was triggered by me holding the missile launcher, but I don't know. I guess not. Yeah, the beam goes 6 feet in front of you, and then the projectile just vanishes without a trace. And they actually recreated that in Metroid Zero Mission, which I thought was funny. Then you basically immediately find a power-up called the Long Beam, which lets you shoot all the way across the screen. And although they kind of have a history in this series of Samus losing all of her upgrades at the beginning of games, and a lot of the time they have actual in-universe reasons for this, like she gets badly damaged by an explosion, or aliens literally steal her upgrades. Oh. Oh, fuck. Really screwed that one up. Like, got out of the timer program and into the options somehow. Hello. Why is there a thing in that wall? Yeah, even though there's kind of a history in this series of Samus losing all of her upgrades, she has never since lost the Long Beam, to the point where they don't even, mention it on the description here. Can't turn the power suit off. What the hell? Power suit. Samus's standard armored suit. Morph Ball. Allows Samus to morph into a ball and traverse narrow passages. You can turn that off for some reason. Power Grip. Samus can grab ledges and pull herself up. And again, that wasn't something you could do in the original game. Hell, you couldn't even, you couldn't crouch. Or, she might have been able to crouch. I can't quite remember. You definitely couldn't in the original game. By the original game, I mean Metroid, 1986. Yeah, they've added a bunch of new clever stuff. I guess I'll call it there. Things have been going alright so far. Let me just, display options, that's right. Ooh. I've got my work cut out for me. That's a lot of Metroids to kill. Oh yeah, I saw in-game hints on off. So yeah, you can just disable that. You can turn off the notifications for your lore thing over here. You can play this really similarly to the original game if you want. I mean, hell, you could turn off the power grip and have to, make a jump on top of all these things, like in the old days. No pulling yourself up if you just miss it. I'm just gonna hide over here. I'm BurningDogFace, and this has been the first episode of Let's Play AM2R. I hope you'll join me for the next episode when we continue exploring this hostile planet. And, well, expanding my little map. Later.